James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, alongside former Packer Bryan Bulaga. Here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
Yes, the Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. Jonathan Gannon, the new defensive coordinator for the Packers, finally spoke. He exists. I continue my search for Aaron Rodgers' wife. I have no interest in a picture. I have no answer in violating his wish that no one know who she is. I just want to make sure she exists. So I'm not yet ready to go to California, but I would like to see her, see the wedding marriage certificate, and then tell the world, yes, Aaron Rodgers is telling the truth. My wife is a little upset that I'm obsessed over that. She thinks it's, what are you going to do? Move to California? No, I haven't decided my next plan, but I am obsessed with finding out who she is. And if she exists, I will admit there's a portion of me that wonders if, in fact, she does exist. I've never heard of anybody at any level of fame being able to keep their spouse unknown for the same length of time. John Anderson's answer was, Homer, he's not famous enough. I think he is, but I believe there is still no picture. I think maybe he mentioned her name. Joining me now is Bryan Bulaga. I gave attention to that topic because I'm assuming that the doctor of football has no interest in addressing that topic, unless you have seen her and know that she, in fact, does exist.
I've not seen Aaron's wife.
Okay.
And, yeah, it's not really a topic that piques my interest.
No.
If I'm going to be dead honest.
Well, you can be. I knew it wouldn't. You're not.
Yeah, it's not really one that I,
I had pretty much given up, and I'm thinking, this period of time, this is now legendary in the terms of people that have a reasonable level of fame. All right, but now we get to Jonathan Gannon. I don't even know when he was hired. I don't really care, but he spoke for the first time, and Strofe is in charge of playing whatever they have. I heard a little bit of it, but this. And by the way, the phone number is 1-800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line lists more because the Doctor of Football, 1-800-990-3776, always likes questions or opinions that can he address. All right. Hey, what do we have? Where do you want to start with the defensive coordinator?
Let's start with him on the roster build and his scheme not being about size.
Great players come in all shapes and sizes. I believe that. I do think it's a big man's game, especially late in the year. I think that matters. So you have to have enough size. If a team wants to get big and try to pound you a little bit, you can't be smaller than them all the time. But I think ultimately, it's our job to take the players that we have, put them in the right positions as much as we can, and let them go play fast and violent.
All right, Bryan Bulaga, comment, please.
Yeah, I mean, that all sounds, that's good coach talk right there. We need to take the players that we have and put them in positions to win. Like that's obviously like going to be the most coach speak ever, right? Especially like you're talking his day one interview. That's going to be, I probably could have guessed he would have said something in that realm, but the fact of the matter is, like, Size does matter, especially up front.
What
on the
does that
defensive
mean?
line.
Are we talking about then he's a big believer in the defensive line? If big size, it's a big man's game, it matters. Does that mean that you would lean toward a 4-3 over a 3-4, or is that my assumption wrong?
I don't think your assumption's wrong. I think it sounds a lot like it's a big man's league, and you talk about late in the year. To me, it sounds like jam front, 5 down. You're covering everyone up with bigger people, and you're going mano a mano and making guys move someone one-on-one. Like, that's part of his
And
scheme.
late in the year,
He's done
teams
that.
want to run more, or I think that he was with Philly, and they certainly had the huge offensive line and believed in a big man's game late in the year offensively. I don't know.
Well, I think that's just the way the league goes towards the end of the year, based on weather conditions in certain cities, and it's outdoors, it's cold, and you want to, and for one, you just want to wear on people because it's late in the year and guys are tired, right? Like, you could wear a defensive line out easily by just running the football on them and doing things like that, and breaking them down 4 yards at a time. Like, that wears on a defense. So for me,
You love this.
Yeah, this is that's what it's all about late.
That's what the Packers have not done, according to the Bryan Bulaga that I know.
They have not done that. No, yeah, they have not done that. Last year, they did not do that anywhere near well enough. So, to me, it is about size, and it is about the guys that you have up front and what they can do. And you look at who Green Bay drafted, who they brought in free agency on the defensive line, and then obviously getting Wyatt back. They did bring in size. That is important, because in a scheme where you may have 5 down linemen at a time and you're covering everyone up and you're playing jam front or whatever it may be, you can't have smaller guys covering the center and guards. They'll get moved out of there. And huge lanes will open up and causes all sorts of issues.
What did you call it? Jam front?
Yeah, jam front.
Now, is that an offensive or defensive comment?
Defenses may call it that, but that's what we always call it up front, is a jam front. Everyone's covered. 5 down line is what we always call jam front.
Okay.
Over the nose, 3 techs, and then
all the 5 offensive linemen all got somebody on them.
Yeah. So
you can't double team anybody as an offensive lineman against that, correct? Or can you?
Well, you're going to be, most of the time, if you have that front, you're cutting the backside end loose, because you're going to be double teaming with the guard. The tackle and guard will be double teaming, and then you're cutting the backside loose. Most likely, that'll be the strong side of the formation. With a tight end there to pick it up, or you're sealing backside with a tight end and cutting off that backside end, whatever way possible.
What's the weakness of that? When somebody plays that, what do you try to do?
Well, you try to gash them down the middle. Because what ends up happening is, if you're able to open up space in the middle of that defense, right? If you're able to remove the 3 tech, or if the center gets good movement on the nose, it opens up enormously. And then it's making, if the backside block climbs up to that linebacker, running back's running free to the safety. He's running free to the safety. That's the one thing about a jam front that you always try to attack, is the interior of it. It may scream, don't attack the interior. Everyone's covered up. They got all the big guys in the middle. Well, that's great. But that's the easiest way to gut that defense, is going straight ahead. And if you try to get outside of that defense and you're not able, because most of the time in that defense as well, the defensive ends are setting hard edges, because they know if it gets outside, there really is nobody there either. So the defensive ends are going to set super hard edges there. And there's nobody out there to protect them. So they're going to set super hard edges, not let anything get outside. So the vulnerability is up the middle.
Was there a team that you played that did this very well in Green Bay?
Who did it quite a bit? Who was it? I mean, the Patriots would go to it now and again, and obviously they were really good. They had Will Ferk and, guys like that.
But
that
they
were
didn't
really,
use it all the time.
No, not all the time, not all the time. And the jam
Who did
front
it
is
terribly that you gushed them down the middle
that,
or gashed them? I should say.
trying to think who. I mean, it's not a regular front that gets played. It's normally situational.
Okay.
Um, and I'd have to go back and check Gannon's kind of repertoire on how he used it, but I know he used it quite often. It wasn't just on short down and distances and things like that. He had it in for pass rushing situations to get one-on-ones for everybody. Like that was something that he would do in Philly, and I think he did a little bit of it in Arizona because obviously the personnel wasn't quite the same as it was in Philly for him. So he used it more than just in short down and distances and things like that. So
I liked it. All right, I want to replay this again because I have a follow-up question for you. This was the first that A gave us. Jonathan Gannon, the Packers defensive coordinator, alive and talking.
Great players come in all shapes and sizes, I believe that. I do think it's a big man's game, especially late in the year. I think that matters. So you have to have enough size if a team wants to get big and try to pound you a little bit. You can't be smaller than them all the time. But I think ultimately, it's our job to take the players that we have, put them in the right positions as much as we can, and let them go play fast and violent.
All right. Again, now he talks about the big, and then now he brings up fast and violent. The part about taking the players and putting them in the best position is garbage, total garbage. People have philosophies that they believe in, and they don't dramatically change them. Now, it's his first year. He may not be able to do what he wants to do because this group was not put together. But, and tell me if I'm wrong, you've never been with an offense or never been with a defense where when you played them was all about, well, we're going to take the players we have and put them in their best position. They have a philosophy that we play a certain way, and it can sometimes be a struggle at the very beginning in the first year if they don't have the kind of players. Now, I'm confused. He wants the big, but then he says we want to be fast and violent. I'm just guessing that when you play the jam front, you aren't fast and violent. You're big. So correct me on all those things if you wish. Take it away, the doctor of football, Bryan Bulaga.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's just get it straight. I mean, coaches have their, like you said, philosophies and styles, and it's up to the players to fit those philosophies and styles. And the players have to adapt their game to fit the scheme and fit what this coach wants to do, whether it's offense, defense, pass game, whatever it may be. It's up to the players to adjust their style of play. Now, can you run certain pressures or stunts or put guys, line them up over a guard or over a tackle or over the center that may be good for them as players? Yes, they can, but it's all within the scheme. It's all players have to work that within the scheme, and the coaches have to find the best position for them in that scheme. So Gannon's going to do what he knows. That's what this is going to be. He's going to run the scheme that he knows best. And it'll be up to him and the D-line coaches and all the coaches to fit these guys in where they see them playing their best within the scheme. I always give the example of when LaFleur first came in with his offense to Green Bay, none of us had run that offense. He wasn't changing his scheme so that we understood better or we could do it better or we would be comfortable. That's not the way it worked. We had to change. We had to change our certain techniques. We had to change our mindset of the zone scheme and how to attack defenses and D linemen and aiming points and the verbiage in our head and flipping things around. Like, we had to do all that. He wasn't changing that for us. It was up to the guys to figure it out. So this is going to be no different for the guys that just were with Halfley and absorbed all that knowledge and that scheme and what it was required. It's going to be up to the guys in the locker room that were with Halfley now to adjust to what Gannon wants, and they have to find what they do best within this scheme, what their skill set brings, and present that to the coaches during practice or meetings so that they can be put in the best possible positions. And that to me that's as real as it gets. Like, coaches aren't coming in waving a magic wand and changing their system and it looks completely different now because they have this set of players. You have players that can do anything, like Micah. Micah can do anything. You want him to line up as a 3-tech and rush the guard, he'll do that. You want him to line up as a DN and rush, he'll do that. You want him to line up as a linebacker and pressure that way, he'll do that too. He'll do all of it. It doesn't. I mean, when you have special players like that, yeah, you could do. They could do whatever, and you could move them around, and they can, and they're the best for a reason. That's not every guy. Like Van Ness isn't going to do what Micah does. You can't move Van Ness around the way you move Micah around. Just not possible. It won't work. So it's up to Gannon to obviously and this coaching staff to identify what players they have and use their skill set best within the scheme. Like that's the way it's going to be. There's not going to be like a big change of what Gannon does and what he's done in Philly, what he did in Arizona. I mean, that's not going to change. What you see is his principles. That's what he's learned. That's what he believes. That's what he's going to teach. And it's up to these guys to adapt to it. Period. Like it being violent and fast, and then we talk about the jam front and things like that, and situational football. Like that's all good and things like that. But you look at, like he says, it's about big people. Micah's not 6'6", 290 pounds, right? So like he's saying that, but then you look at your best player, and that's Micah Parsons, and Micah Parsons isn't that player, but he is the fastest player, the most explosive player, probably the most violent player on the defense. So you're going to find that what Gannon does is move. What I personally think, Gannon's going to move him around like a puzzle piece, and he's going to find what fits best for Micah without this defense, and everyone else is going to have to adjust once Micah gets back to how Gannon's going to move him around. That is
whatever he plays is going to be better with Micah Parsons.
Yes, and like that's what this all comes down to is when does Micah get back, and how is Gannon going to deploy Micah within this scheme? Whether they're running 3 down, 5 down, 4 down, doesn't matter. It's how Micah gets moved around and how he gets the best looks at rushing, how he gets the most opportunities, how he can be dynamic in the run game. I don't care what people say about him in the run game. He's good in the run game. I don't care what people say. Like going out to block him as a tackle 1-on-1, he can slip you so easy and beat you inside and or just run straight down the middle of your chest and just at the point of attack and not let anything get outside. Like he's so good at all that. So like it's going to be up to Gannon to move him around. And then once that starts happening, it's up to the other guys on that defense to figure out their role to make the best out of themselves and let themselves, perform at their highest level and let their talent shine through.
1-800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line lists is more. We already have some questions on YouTube. Whenever or wherever you're listening, we are live on YouTube as well. It's taking over. More and more people going to YouTube. You can watch the show, see what's happening in the studio, and comment along with us. Just search ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and subscribe today. We already have questions. We will get to those with the Doctor of Football and new Packers defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon on what his Green Bay D will look like. I'm really big into play style, as Matt is. What the hell does that mean? Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound 43 is going to be a pretty heavy ride from just north of Keefe all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Once you get past Beecher, everything opens up. You should be good to go down to the Mitchell Interchange. Northbound's just a little bit heavy right past Fond du Lac Avenue towards North Avenue. Westbound 94's got backups from about 30th Street to Hawley Road, and then eastbound's backed up from 164 to Springdale, again past Barker Road, and then from 68th Street all the way to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 44. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 70. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off-season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Mother's Day is coming up, and if you want to do better than just flowers this year, the Jewelry Center has you covered. From necklaces and diamond earrings to custom pieces, their team makes it easy to find something she's actually going to love. And right now, when you spend $199 or more, you'll receive a free bouquet of flowers May 7th through the 9th, so you can take care of both at once. It's where I've gone for gifts over the years. Make this year the one you planned ahead. Visit the Jewelry Center in Greenfield, Brookfield, Burlington, or Mequon.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Ever notice how wine enthusiasts often speak a completely different language? And while that language may technically be English, to most people it's anything but. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we stock over 8,000 varieties of wine and speak many dialects of wine English to help everyone, from the wine novice to the master sommelier. So if you need an expert recommendation for wine, or maybe you know what you want and simply need help locating it, our experienced staff has got your back. No matter the budget, occasion, or your level of wine expertise, Discount Liquor will make you feel at home. Discount Liquor, unmatched selection, everyday low prices, a helpful staff, and 2 convenient locations. In Milwaukee on 51st and Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount Liquor.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we see you out there coming up with original ideas, and we support that. Which is why when your project needs some elevation, we have what you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Right now, during our Mother's Day sale, special buy 3-piece Fizzcars garden hand tool sets are just $9.99. Plus, check out great deals on hanging flower baskets, herbs, and vegetables, and 4-packs of annuals in our outdoor garden centers, now open at select locations. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour, and yes, we have comments from Jonathan Gannon, the new defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. He believes in play style. Only the doctor of football can explain to me what the hell that means. What?
Well, that would have to be something. What he? I mean, does he give an example of what type of play style he's expecting?
I will defer to A on this. Alex, did he? I don't believe that he did. He just said Matt likes it and he likes it. They both believe in play style.
Yeah. But I mean, to both believe in play style, there has to be a standard.
A style that you like, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like, I think Halfley said what that was going to be, like everyone around the ball and like that type of play style, like relentless effort, things like that. Like that was, I think, something Halfley said very early on. So I understand that Gannon he envisions a play style, but what is it? I mean, physical, relentless effort, tough. Like I don't understand where he's getting.
I'm really big into play style as Matt is. The game is about the ball. Our job is to get Jordan back on the field as quick as we can. Come on, you don't even say that to your flag football team. All right, guys, You're on defense. Here's the play style I like. Make them punt and get the offense back on.
No, that's not the way I would describe it.
Yeah.
That's not. But, that
technical execution, fast play. I don't know what
Okay.
that means. What's fast play?
Like flying around the ball, having
Okay.
guys around the ball, and things like that. So
Does
very
anybody
simple.
suggest slow play? I don't.
I don't think so.
Cleats and helmets. Let's go.
I don't think anyone's play style, I don't think any D coordinator would say my play style isn't. I don't want him to be fast and technical and physical. I don't want any of that. I just want him to go out there and do whatever. Nobody says that. I mean,
make them punt.
Or just, hey, we just want to make them punt. Getting the ball back. That could be that he's got a turnover mindset. Force turnovers. I don't know. He'd have to say what that play style.
I thought the first part that when Alec played today is 5 down, what you called the jam front. You want to be big, and to me, it hits home because he talked about the importance late in the year, and he could have had late in the game because that's been an area that the Packers have struggled, and I would say on both offense and defense, right?
Yeah. No, that's definitely where they've struggled late in games.
I haven't watched his play at other stuff and other
No,
teams.
I mean, I'm not a expert on what he does defensively and what he does late in games or in situational football. I can't say any of that because I haven't watched it enough or really, I don't know how to say it, broken down his philosophy defensively in certain aspects of the game. I can't speak on that. I mean, we'll find out really quick, right? We're going to find that out really quick what he's about. But the play style thing is just that's so. I mean, it's a little cliche because Matt's big on play style, and so am I.
You know what I want my defensive coordinator to say? I'm big on turnovers. I think that's the most important thing. Even if you aren't as good on defense as you should be, if you can get turnovers, and especially the last year of the Packers, but it seems to me that is the number one thing I would want any coordinator to do. Now, they're not going to necessarily sacrifice anything, but that's the first stat I'd look at.
Yeah, I mean, to me, free possessions.
Yes.
That's the way I look at it.
Don't commit them if you're a quarterback as an offense, which was why Rodgers is great, and on defense, keep taking the ball away.
Yeah, I mean, if it were me, I would say turnovers and sacks. Those are the two biggest things that flip games. Turnovers and sacks flip games. They just do.
That's your play style, yes. We got the play style of Bryan Bulaga.
Yes, that would be my play style as a D coordinator is turnovers and sacks.
And you're going to create more turnovers if they get sacks, probably.
Yes, because the quarterback will be under duress,
and
sack
he'll rush
fumbles,
yeah.
Things like that. So, to me, and there's nothing that changes momentum in games than sacks. When you get sacks, the crowd's into it, or it kills the crowd. The defense is energized. They're hyped up. Normally it's second and long then or third and long, and then you're back in the same situation again after a guy just got beat for a sack or a pressure was brought and you didn't pick it up, so you're back in the same scenario. So to me, yeah, that's the play style that I would go with. But that's just me.
I think you're pretty safe in assuming that that's a pretty common play style.
Yeah, I mean,
how you go about doing it.
But there's a bunch of teams that are bend but don't break defenses, right? There's a bunch of teams that say we'll let you work down the field methodically and slowly, and then we're going to blow up inside the 25, and you're going to kick field goals, and that's what.
That's right. They're not going to gamble too much to create the turnovers.
Yeah,
but you still get some if you're aggressive. 1-800-990-3776, the Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour, excuse me. And again, you go to YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, go to ESPN Milwaukee. The questions are there. What more, Alex? What do you got here? What's the next one you want to give us? They're all good.
Yeah, I think it's a part of what you guys were just talking about, but using his former head coaching experience to work with Matt LaFleur. I think the quick line you just alluded to is in this quote, but it's a little bit lengthier and some insight into his mindset.
I think nothing really. Obviously, I learned a lot being a head coach for 3 years, and then, when I got here, it's been really cool talking to Matt about certain things. I get to see how he kind of does things, and he's very inquisitive, bounces some things off of me. Everybody, on the staff. And he's got a good way about him. I really do think that. And that was appealing coming here, getting to work for him. But as he would say, work with him. I call him the boss, man. He's the boss. But, yeah, you learn a lot, but there's staples of anything. It's responsibility, accountability. You got to perform at a high level.
Homer, that's what I call you, the boss man.
Oh, yeah, right. Come on.
The boss.
Yeah, well, as far as what did he learn as a head coach, my question is going to be, what the hell happened? You took 4-13 your first year to 8-9, then you go 3-14. Is there any other question?
Well, I mean, the quarterback situation wasn't the best.
Right, but I mean, that's what I want to know how he looks at it. Because he's got to be embarrassed. He took bad, turned it around, and then went back to this.
Yeah,
probably why they got rid of him. And I'm not saying he's a horrible coach, but that's what happened. Because he had some success. They went from 4-13 to 8-9, 4 more wins in the season. That's huge.
Yeah,
then they won 5 less. All right. Anything else you want to comment on as far as what he said, boss man? What? Come on.
I mean, not really. There's not much to comment on that. I mean,
right.
There's not much there.
Yeah, no. If something jumped out at you.
I mean, listen. The fact that he does have head coaching experience probably brings a little sense of calm to LaFleur, just based off of simple things like when the defense is on the field and game management and understanding certain situations and having that mindset of being a head coach at one time and understanding the whole picture and not just the defense, right? Like, obviously Gannon's going to be focusing on the defense, and that's what he's there to do. But like at the same time, you were a head coach, and you're thinking about certain things as well. Like there's certain aspects of the game that your brain is now turned on to because you had to look at the whole picture for a few years and you had to manage that.
Yeah. By the way, you can look this up. His winning percentage as a head coach, 29%, 15-36. For people that have coached 50 or more games, that's got to be close to historically bad. Yes, part of it was the team that he's at. I'm not, like I said.
That's certainly part of it. I mean, that's why they're drafting where they drafted, and then they picked the running back. And
he could be a good coordinator, and just, as I said, I will defer to you. I don't have any idea all that happened in Arizona. All I know is
no, that's hard to predict.
15-36, 29% winning percentages.
Yeah, it's not great.
Bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great. You are so nice. I'd like to see if you were 15-36 with your football team. If they said, "How's it going?" You'd go, "Not great." No, you would go, "This is not acceptable." You'd be nicer. This cannot continue.
I would say this is bad. Like,
there we go.
We're not good. Like,
Very
this is bad.
Perfectly stated. All right, we'll get to your calls, 1-800-990-3776, or take the other questions. Again, those are all available on YouTube. Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business. And we'll get more from Jonathan Gannon. For 130 years, Horicon Bank has helped Wisconsin businesses grow, doing banking differently since 1896. Today, that same local approach now part of the Milwaukee business community. Yep, they're new to Milwaukee, bringing decision-making closer to the people who matter most, you. Financing requests approved in days, not weeks. Bankers who understand your business. Products designed to support real cash flow needs. Because when it comes to commercial lending new to Milwaukee, Horicon Bank gets the job done together, doing good for 130 years. More questions for the Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound 43 is going to be a pretty heavy ride from just north of Keefe all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Once you get past Beecher, everything opens up. You should be good to go down to the Mitchell Interchange. Northbound's just a little bit heavy right past Fond du Lac Avenue towards North Avenue. Westbound 94's got backups from about 30th Street to Hawley Road, and then eastbound's backed up from 164 to Springdale, again past Barker Road, and then from 68th Street all the way to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 44. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 70. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Pickleball fanatics, grab your paddle and get ready to rally for recess. Join La Causa Charter School for Rally for Recess on May 16th at Premier Pickleball Club. From 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., players of all skill levels are invited to compete, learn, and give back in a fun, welcoming environment. Grab a partner or sign up solo and enjoy a great day of community and friendly competition. Your participation helps fund safer sports fields, a renovated playground, and a new outdoor classroom. And every donation is matched to maximize impact. Buy your tickets now at lacausa.org and come rally for recess.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Biz Expo is May 21st at Brookfield Conference Center. Attend strategy seminars on topics including business growth, preparing for cyber risks, AI for marketers, and much more. Stay for the lunch and learn on leadership and the cocktails and conversations panel. No suits, no scripts, no slides, just candid insights from leaders who make high-stakes decisions every day. Research the area's top product and service providers. Learn, network, and connect at Biz Expo on May 21st. Go to biztimes.com/bizexpo.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. Window Nation. Hot summer days will be here soon. Don't wait until the heat hits to try and avoid high energy bills. Upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. And I keep telling you about Window Nation. Family business, they've been doing it everywhere around the country. And now they said, we're going to help the people in Milwaukee. They like us everywhere. They'll like us here. Imagine new energy-efficient windows, getting half of them free. Plus, you could even get no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. As a proud partner of the Brewers, ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. Sailing soon. Visit windownation.com now. And when you get to sit down with them, make sure you ask them about the history of their company. Homer said I should. All right, the Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. This the day Jonathan Gannon talked. Hey, what do you got next? Let's hear him talk.
Let's hear him talk about Javon Hargrave, the newest defensive tackle. Seems like he was in the mix on pushing Brian Gutekunst to sign the new defensive tackle. Let's take a listen.
When we had the ability to acquire him or the chance to acquire him, team first guy, loves football, smart, and he works his butt off, and he's tough as nails. So anybody that kind of checks those boxes, you want to acquire him if you can. So he checked all those boxes. I'm excited to get back with him.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. Sounds like the type of player you want on your defensive line. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's with the way, unfortunately, the injuries that have happened with Wyatt, you need to have a guy like that could be multiple, play a couple different positions inside, veteran player that understands the game but can bring you good productivity. And I think that's what he's going to bring ultimately. I think he's going to be a great addition. I'm really excited to see him play because, you saw him in Minnesota and really, I liked him as a player. I thought he was good. I thought he was a tough guy to play against, especially on film. So I think he's going to be a nice addition and certainly for the run game too, right? Like I think that's going to be something that he helps a lot out in is the run stopping ability and being able to cause some issues for offensive linemen up front in the run game, which we saw late in the season and late in games. That was kind of a problem, right? Like that was our big issue. So for me, I'm looking forward to seeing him, play with this defense, and hopefully Gannon puts him in really good positions to win and make an impact.
It's impossible. See if you like this club. It's impossible for him not to make the team better. It's just a question of how much better.
I agree with that. He makes the defense better immediately, in my opinion. I think he's probably going to be, not for Packers fans and people that talk about it all the time, but maybe people outside the organization. I think it's going to be one of the more underrated signings, in my opinion. I think he's going to have a big impact. Obviously, staying healthy and all those, can't control those things, but he stays healthy. I mean, he's going to have a huge impact, and he makes the defense better automatically, in my opinion. I mean, he's been doing it for a while. He's got it. It's on tape. It's proven. There's no questions about him.
The only one thing concern is that he's older than you. Oh, wait, he's not.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Older than me.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
37.
All right, you're right. He's 33. He's
not older than
It's just hard for me to think that the guy they got in is like 4 years. Every week we do this. Every time we do this, when I see you on YouTube, I think, dude could still be playing.
All right. No. Well,
you're comfortable with not playing. I know.
Yeah. I'm good watching. I like to watch.
But 33.
Yeah, he's got plenty of miles left.
And he just turned 33 in February the 7th. All right, Dave, what else do we got from Jonathan Gannon? And nobody can argue. You can argue how good Hargrave is. No one can argue that he's going to not make the team. He's not going to make the team better.
Yeah, instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly makes
we're just deciding how much and how much you can play him, but they rotate guys all the time.
It was interesting to hear. It sounded like he had input on that, and you mentioned his age. It's not like Brian Gutekunst to sign a lot of guys at those age. Well, I guess Tyrod Taylor's 36, but seems
that's
to be
different.
Yeah, you've said it. He's definitely taking more older guys.
A little bit of a philosophy change, it seems. Let's see what he had to say about Javon Hargrave's defensive line mate, the edge rusher, Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I think, part of, if you talked about scheme, it's like I believe in who do you have and who you're playing and try to align your people to affect the game in a positive way. So he's obviously a piece that we're going to be mindful of when we're putting together, the scheme, and especially when you get to game planning.
Coach speak, Brian?
I mean, a little bit, but at the same time, that was kind of what I was just saying about Mike. I mean, that he's going to be the vocal point, and he's going to be the guy when he gets back. To me, that I think Gannon's going to move around and put him in best positions all the time. Like that's how I feel like it's going to work out. Like Micah is going to be the vocal point, and guys are going to and I get that's Captain Obvious to say, but how you line him up and where you use him and what you have him do is a big deal. So once he gets back, we're really going to see what Gannon is about defensively, because now you have your vocal point back, and how you use him and how you utilize the others off of his skill set and his talents and what he does so well is going to be the true depiction of Gannon's defensive mind and how he's going to use these guys. Like before Micah gets back, he's going to have to play a certain way, but you're not going to have that guy to do all the special things that he does and line him up, like I said, over the guard, over the center, at linebacker, at end, anywhere really, and he can win and he can create issues. And when one guy creates issues on one part of the defensive line, other guys then have opportunities in one-on-one matchups that can really exploit certain things, right? Or pressures away from Micah. When you bring pressure away from Micah, that really is an issue, because the center and the line mostly slides to Micah. And if you bring pressure away from that, now you're overloading a side. And most of the time people get home when that happens. So to me, it's all based on when he gets back, how is he utilized? And then how does the scheme kind of get built around him like that? Because that's, at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
And now the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. How many games will Micah Parsons miss for the Packers to start the season? 1 or 2, 3 or 4, or more than 4? and Dr. Bryan Bulaga, our football medical expert.
Was 2 to 4 an answer?
1 or 2, 3 or 4, or more than 4?
I think 3 or 4.
And you are the winner, sir. 50%. 50% say 3 or 4. 33% say 1 or 2. And 17% say 4 plus. And the concern to me there is if you don't have them, then maybe you lose more games. It's tougher to win the division, but that's fine. If you're playing well at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this really all shakes down to what the schedule looks like. Like it really breaks down to how the schedule falls, and do you get Chicago and Detroit in the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season? When's your bye week? Right, like that's another important thing, because if it's another early bye week, the Packers may plan accordingly to sit him until the bye week, let him get the extra bye week, and then bring him back after the bye week. You just don't know how it all falls out. But if you end up getting Chicago and Detroit in the first 5 weeks of the season without Micah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. There's no doubt about it. And then
it's like you've said this, not only how many games he misses, but how is he when he does come back?
Oh, yeah, he's going to – well, I've said it before. I mean, he's going to be limited coming back.
Yeah, you're talking like the real Micah Parsons, at least 6 games. Do I have the Bryan Bulaga?
Well, if he comes back we'll just say at 5 games.
Yeah, it's good.
It'll probably be week 9 that you'll have the real Micah back, right? Because he's going to have to work himself in and get comfortable himself, and the load management. I know that's a basketball term, but that is what it is when you're ramping up a knee injury from an ACL tear. Like, you have to slowly work back in. I mean, like I said, offensive linemen, we don't really get that. We don't really get that type of treatment, because you go out there and you play every snap. Deal with it. If your knee hurts a little bit, rub some dirt on it or something. I don't know what to tell you, bud. Like, figure it out.
I checked 1959. Just rub some dirt on it. You brought back a blast from the past. The questions from YouTube. You go to ESPN Milwaukee. Now you referred to as blue. Bryan Bulaga, here's some of the things Gannon says. Does he think Gannon means it, or is it just smoke in the air? And how does he feel about Goody bringing in older guys? Both for Bryan Bulaga next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 12th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Diego Padres.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
ACS Group has business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. ACS Group's IT manager, Mark Reinhardt.
I feel James Imaging Systems, being local, I get to meet the people, see the people. They come in and find out what our needs are, and they're just great folks.
Great folks who partner with you and your business.
Absolutely. I categorize James Imaging Systems as a partner because they come in, again, sit down, understand our needs, listen to what things are bothering us, obstacles that we have, and they help bring us really cost-effective solutions.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and business technology expertise to help your business do business better.
That's huge for me and keeps us running smoothly, and we're able to focus on other things for this business.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 7.25 to 15.75 ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay's Tostitos or Ruffles chips or Tostitos dip, 2 for $6. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white or chocolate milk, $3.99. 1 pound package fresh strawberries, $2.99. Boneless pork loin roast, $2.29 per pound.
It's a long fly ball.
Every time I scan, what is happening?
A leaping grab at the wall.
Okay, fine, I'll play. Get a load of this watermelon. And here's the pitch.
Please Wait for assistance.
Win Century Foods' ultimate fan experiences at Milwaukee baseball games. Throw out the first pitch, hold the ribbon for the Johnsonville famous sausage race, or watch batting practice from the field.
Ooh, what do I do?
Complete the entry form in Century's weekly ad and return to the store.
Ah, no, what happened here? Oh, self-checkout couldn't handle my heater. Here, I filled out my entry form. Gotta go. Have a great day. I'll go get the mop.
Enter by August 5th.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Your local bar could be your ticket to a global stage. Michelob Ultra's Soccer Shootout is giving fans the chance to win tickets to the FIFA World Cup 26 at Zocalo on Wednesday, May 6th, starting at 6:30 p.m. Also enjoy Michelob Ultra at Stenny's North Shore, Spanky's, and Elbow Room Cedarburg. Your neighborhood, your shot at the world's biggest game. Play for the chance to witness history. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21+. Void where prohibited.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We may have time for a little more Jonathan Gannon, but you go to ESPN in Milwaukee, YouTube. After Bryan Bulaga, here's some of the things Gannon says. Does he think Gannon means it, or is it just smoke in the air? Take it away, Doc.
I mean, I think he means it, but at the same time, kind of like Strophe said, some of it's just coach speak and kind of going through your first presser and not really giving much away and kind of just dancing around things a little bit. But I don't think he's blowing smoke. I think he's a good defensive mind. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's been a part of really good defenses, and I think he's had control over those. I just think right now, like we've been talking about Micah, when you don't have that guy, when you don't know when that guy's going to be back, right? The way this thing's going to look is going to be different than when it looks when he gets back, and he's planning for that right now. And he can't really, I mean, in my opinion, you can't really give certain answers when you're planning to see what you have, right, before you get to OTAs where they actually do things on the field, and then the training camp, and you're actually hitting and you're going through live 11-on-11 drills and you're seeing things. It's hard to plan until you see what you have and how those guys fit into what you want to do. And then once Micah comes back, you'll have a much better idea. And I'm sure I don't know how open he'll be, but he'll be able to give more detail about certain things, in my opinion. Like that's kind of the way this is going to work. I just think it's hard right now to this is like, you could say, yeah, this is my base defense, or this is that, and this, yeah, okay, sure. Like if that's what you're looking for, but it's all going to change in philosophy, not principles and kind of what he knows and what he does best and what his go-to is, but how this defensive front looks once Mike is back. That's all going to change.
Now we get to the next question on YouTube. You go to ESPN Milwaukee. How do you feel about Goody bringing in older guys? You became an older guy. You are also a younger guy. What's the reality? Some older guys are hurt all the time, or they're slower. They've lost it. What's the risk? What do you like? You like a certain percentage of older guys?
Yeah,
in each room.
I like having vets in the building. I like having some vets. Like you said, a certain percent. Not every room has to have 33-year-old guys, and I'm not saying that, but it's good to have it in certain parts of each side of the ball. I think it's important to have. I think it brings some stability. It brings some in tough times, maybe some calmness. A leader on the field that's been there, done that. He's experienced it. He can talk to the younger guys and kind of get guys to settle in and settle down. To me, I think it's very valuable. So I'm not saying that Goody needs to sign 15 veterans at all and put one in each room because that's what it's required. I'm not saying that, but to have guys spread out through the team in certain rooms and certain position groups, I think it's good. I've been saying that for a couple of years now. I think that's smart to have and have guys that have done a lot in this league and have played a lot of ball and have seen a lot of things and have been through a lot of different situations within a game or within a season to be able to reassure guys and bring a little leadership when times are a little tough.
What scares coaches? Clearly there's something. You had Goody with a philosophy. Other people have philosophies. I just don't want – they're hurt or they're good in name but not in ability. Something has to scare head coaches against it.
I don't know if it's as much head coaches or if it is more GMs or what it may be, but maybe if a guy comes from potentially a bad organization or a losing organization and they're veteran guys and they kind of bring that mentality around impressionable guys. And when things get tough, they're disgruntled a little bit because it's same old, and that rubs off on guys. Maybe that's it. But to me, that's why you got to bring in the right guys, right? That's why if you're going to bring in veterans, you got to bring in guys that have won. They've been in good programs. They've been with good coaches.
All right, at what age were you your best? You started in the NFL at 19? Or what was it? I forget.
21.
21, yeah. Sorry, I just threw that in. 21, all right. When were you your best?
I would say probably in that span of 24 to 29,
okay,
30.
So the age didn't change much. You got smarter, but you were pretty smart at the beginning.
Yeah, but I think as you get older, you experience more and you're able to rely on knowledge and certain things that can get you out of certain situations. And to me, that's important. You can see things before they happen. You can anticipate things.
So at 25, you said, damn, if I would have faced that guy, if I knew then what I know now, I'd have done much better when I played him when I was 21 or 22. That's real.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I think so.
Jonathan Gannon, your final word, since that was the focus of the entire show.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a smart football coach. I think he's obviously a little quirky in ways. I think is a way to say it. But I think he's going to bring some good things to the Packers. I'm excited about the hire. I'm not here to listen to him talk. That's not what I'm looking for. I want to see the way his defense.
You know how old he is?
How old's he?
43. 43.
He's a young guy.
I guess he's a little older than LeBron James. So it would be unfair if my nickname for him was 15 and 36. or 29%. I got to move on. All right.
I think that's a little unfair.
Hey, 29%. How you doing? Yeah, I don't think that would go well. I like it, though. It's a little
what
flair
was his
to
record as a D coordinator?
Excellent question. We will go to the Institute and have an answer for you on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sound like you would have played for him. Hey, Homer, shut up. I need more than the 29%. Let's look at the whole career. All right. The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour, as demanded. It's so good that we now go to ESPN National. Everybody together now in progress.
You're making love, I'm starting the schoolyard fight.